be Saul's name, Ray. I ought to put a proximity alert on you. Ray slowly turned toward the source of the shrill shriek, his eyes locked forward until his head perfectly aligned with Nico. "Oh, what's up?" Ray asked as Nico's breathing steadied. Ray transforms into a completely different person once he starts talking like a machine suddenly coming to life. That might sound charming, but trust me, it isn't. It's unsettling. If you ever saw him in the dark, as I have, you'd feel the same way. "Oh, nothing. I just can never get over how silent you humans are, even on solid floors." Haha, I guess humans are just naturally light on their feet. Lies. Complete lies. He weighs 3 times as much as Nikohe should be stomping and shaking the entire floor with every step. "Did you get my mail on your way up?" Ray's face brightened into a polite smile, all teeth showing, eyes wide open. He twisted his left arm sharply at unnatural angles, each movement more disturbing than the last, in a grotesque display of flexibility. He reached for the small pouch attached to his back and pulled out an envelope, never once breaking eye contact with Nico. His arm snapped forward at a blinding speed and halted, perfectly extended, a small cube in hand. "Sure did, and I got you a little something while I was down there." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a chocolate bar, tossing it to Nico, who caught it effortlessly. His eyes lit up. "Ooh, I could kiss you, Ray." Ray let out a hearty laugh and blew a playful kiss toward Nico before walking away, his face instantly going blank. Everyone adores Ray. They think he's just a normal, well-meaning, polite human. But I know better. I've seen the truth. It happened one evening when I was heading home. A hovercar's engine had combusted into a ball of plasma on the main road the previous year, frying the entire maglev system. Repairs were still ongoing, so I had to take a different route. And that's when I saw Ray. He was smiling, but not like he usually does. It was calmer, his lips barely curved upward, his eyes relaxed. I could almost hear his footsteps echoing in the quiet evening. Then he spotted me, and in that moment, I was certain I was about to meet my ancestors. He just smiled, not his usual grin. No, just a small, knowing smile. Then he kept walking, as if he had never seen me. That's when it all clicked. I saw the truth. He was doing it all on purpose, every bit of it. Ray was perfectly norm except for the sick satisfaction he got from tormenting his coworkers, who remained blissfully unaware of human behaviors. He never broke character, not in the office, not when anyone else was around. But one night, by pure coincidence, it was just the two of us working late. At one point, he looked around with those eerie, vacant eyes, noticed that no one else was there except me. Then he smiled. His expression came alive. He turned on some music from his workstation. Then he started dancing. The bass of his steps vibrated through the walls. He stretched, standing taller than I'd ever seen him before. He strolled over to the coffee machine, his entire posture different, looser, more fluid. He wasn't human, at least, not in the way the rest of us understood humans to be. No, this deceptive wretch was something else entirely. Then he walked over to my desk, sipped his coffee, and with the most sympathetic, reassuring voice said, "No one will believe you." Then he sat down, humming and tapping his fingers to the beat. Little did he know I had my own plans. I had been consulted on potential new hires, and among the candidates was another human. The moment I saw their file, I knew this was my chance. One more human in the office would shatter Ray's carefully crafted illusion. One single crack in his act, and the whole thing would collapse like dry sand. "Oh, Ray has been wonderful in the office," I had said, voice dripping with insincerity. I truly believed this other human would be a fantastic addition, and I'm sure Ray would love having one of his own kind to converse with. The lie burned in my throat. Deception did not come naturally to Mebut for Ray. I would go against my very nature. "He has been great indeed," they responded. Even Ray seemed delighted about having another human on board. "Thanks for your input. And between you and me, everyone had the same praise for Ray, so don't feel embarrassed about it." Could Ray not see the risk? Did he not understand what another human would do to his little psychological games? Every single day, I watched him harass my coworkers, unseen and unnoticed by them. But I knew, and I knew it would all end soon. Finally, I would have justice for the times I was dismissed for speaking the truth about Ray. Then finally the day arrived. I was practically glowing with anticipation, my excitement barely contained. But then something felt off. From the very edge of my vision, I caught a glimpse of Ray smirking at me. A chill ran down my spine. The lights flickered, dimmed. My breath hitched as the shadows deepened, making it difficult to see. Some of the more anxious co-workers stirred in unease. And then, a tall, thin figure began to stalk toward the middle of the group slowly, silently. My pulse pounded. My eyes adjusted to the dimness, and that's when I saw it. Ray, holding the light switch in his hand. He was grinning wildly this time, for real. There was actual joy behind those calculating eyes. Then the lights snapped back on, and the screaming began. And that's when I saw Lena for the first time. Her expression was as blank as stone, her eyes eerily empty as she slowly turned her head toward the nearest person. Then, suddenly, her face animated, and she spoke, her voice laced with amusement. "Ouch, my ears! What happened? Everything just went dark, and I tried to walk toward the noise. Is everyone all right?" Ray had corrupted another one. There were two of them, and they were doing it on purpose.